Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah. Double honors to the elders. Shalom to the elect. My name is Nawal, and to my right is
Lamadia.
And this show we're gonna be going into the pit, because you know the elders always say the elders speak about the pit is talking about slavery. Well, it is talking about slavery, but the Spirit got on the brothers and got on us to look up that word, But first I want to go into first let's look up and see what those pits are. When you look up the word pit, like in the scriptures like Isaiah 14, Isaiah 24, the word there in the Hebrew for pit is bawar. You still got that on your phone?
Okay.
See, you still got that there.
Got it on my phone too.
You still got it there? The word there is bawar. Now when you look it up, you let the brothers get it. Now you look it up, it's a certain definition that it has there, a certain meaning. And it don't just say a hole in the ground, that's it. It goes deeper than that. That's why you gotta look stuff up.
Okay, got it.
Let me see. You got it? Because I want to show it on camera too.
Okay.
Oh, you got it here? Now, what scripture is this?
Isaiah 24 and 22.
Alright, this is Isaiah 24 and 22. You see the top part of the page, the top right hand of the screen, where it says Isaiah 24? See it?
Yep, Isaiah 24.
So that shows you where it's at. Now, the word there is bawar. You see it?
Bawar.
See it? Now, when you look up, when you look at it, it says outline of biblical usage. It says pit, well, cistern, right? That's what it say?
Yep, pit, well, cistern.
And now under that it says pit. It says KJV, which King James Version translation count. That it tells you how many times that word bawar appears, but how many words it appears in. It appears 42 times as pit, 4 times as cistern, 11 times as dungeon, 9 times as well, and 1 time as fountain. You see that there?
Okay, yep.
Now, when you look that word up, now I tap down where it says Genius Lexicon, see if it's gonna pop up. Okay, it popped up. That's good. It says let me make the screen lower. It says a pit, especially a cistern. It says Genesis 37:20. Cisterns cut in stone. Deuteronomy 6:11. It says cisterns. Now look for that. Look at that. It says cisterns. See where it says cisterns right here where my thumb is at?
Okay,
on the right side, you see it? It says cisterns without water were used for prisons. So that shows you that's talking about slavery. It's no coincidence that the Rothschild's gonna be the first fruit to slavery, and their last name is Bauer. And Bauer sounds just like Bawar. Right? Move back a little bit. I don't want the camera off, So let's go into that real quick. Let's go into that real quick.
Yeah, you want to do the running?
First I want to read how a cistern was made, and I want you to bring the scripture out. See if I can find the part where it mentioned how a cistern was made at. Bear with me 1 second. Can't find it. Well, anyway, when you look up how a cistern was made, a cistern was made out of cutting into a rock. They'll carve into the rock, and they would plaster it so that the hole that they made would be able to hold the water. Now let's see if that's located in the scriptures. You get that?
Alright, this Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 11.
Mm-hmm.
And the house is full of all good things which thou fillest not, and wells digged which thou...
Wells digged, because you dug a well. When you look at that word up, digged, in the Hebrew it means to be hewn or cut. So they would carve into the rock or into the ground to make a hole so that they could put their water in. Right? Read on.
Which thou diggest not, vineyards and olive trees, which thou plantest not, when thou shalt have eaten and be full.
Alright, that's all we needed there. So now you know that's located in the scriptures how they build the cisterns. Now I want to read this real quick. This is from Wikipedia. It says maritime prison. Now, in fact, first I'm gonna go to this other document first. I'll put the website up in post-production because I don't have the bibliography at the bottom of the page. It says the maritime prison, otherwise known as the Talinium, is located on the east side of the Capitone Hill adjacent from the Roman Forum and near the Ark of Septimius Severus, and below the church of San Giuseppe de Felignami. The prison consisted of 2 vaulted chambers, one above the other. The lower chamber is often referred to as the Telenium, as it is thought that the room was originally constructed to be a water cistern. So keep that in mind. The name Maritime originates from medieval times, probably to reinforce the claimed connection to the legends surrounding St. Peter. The ancient Romans simply called the site Carsa, which is commonly translated to mean prison. So that site, they called it a prison, because cisterns without water were used as prisons. Because a cistern is a hole. A cistern is like a hole that's dug into the earth that you would put the water. Now, if that cistern had no water, who would use it as a prison? Jeremiah 38. Because our forefather Jeremiah, he was put into a cistern, right? Into a well wherein there is no water. But before he reads that, let's see if there's more here. And also, that word system, like the Elder Gabar brought out how the word system means pit. Comes from the word system means pit. That's true. Because I look it up, it says sister. The word cistern comes from the Latin word sister, which means box or pit. When we look deeper into it, all right. It says I'm gonna go. This is Wikipedia right here. It says name and origin. The origin of the prison's names are uncertain. The traditional derivation. This is Wikipedia for Maritime Prison. The traditional derivation of Telenium is from the name of one of the Roman kings, Tullius Hostilius or Severus Tullius. The latter found in. I'm gonna skip down because the words is fading a little bit. It says the name Maritime is medieval in origin and may be a reference to a nearby temple of Mars. According to tradition, the prison, which you just read in the last document, it was used. The Telenium was used as a water cistern, but now it's referring to a Telenium as a prison. Because if that pit that didn't have any water, they used it as a prison. Keep that in mind. According to tradition, the prison was constructed around 640 to 616 BC. The words is fading, I can't really see it. By Enos Marcius or Marus. Alright? It was originally created as a cistern. See? It was originally created as a cistern for a spring in the floor of the lower level. Prisoners were lowered through an opening into the lower dungeon. First get Jeremiah 40, not Jeremiah, hold that one, Genesis 40 and 15. It says prisoners, it said it was originally built, it says according to tradition, the prison was constructed around 640 to 616 BC by Ancus Marcius. It was originally created as a cistern for a spring in the floor of the lower level. As a spring in the floor of the second lower level. Prisoners were lowered through an opening into the lower dungeon. Read that.
Genesis 40 and 15.
Yep.
For indeed I was stolen away.
This is Joseph speaking. Yep.
Out of the land of the Hebrews. And here also have I done nothing that
our forefather Joseph, he was sold into slavery by his brothers. And when he was sold into slavery by his brothers to the Midianites, which are so-called Arabs, and he went into the to the land of the Egyptians, the Pharaoh's wife lied and said that Joseph tried to lie with her. And for that lie, he was placed into what we're gonna read here. Read that again. That's why he said I was sold from the land of the Hebrews. And what it said after that?
And here also have I done nothing.
He didn't do nothing to be locked, to be taken. Come on.
That they shall put me into the dungeon.
Into the dungeon. Now, if you look that word up, dungeon, in the Hebrew, the word there is bawah. But why would the word dungeon be there? If the word bawah means pit or cistern or well, because they use those as dungeons. So in the kingdom of heaven, Esau is going to be put into a pit or a cistern, into a dungeon, a deep hole in the earth. We might put you in a damn bottomless pit and put you in pits with spikes at the bottom. So Esau is going to actually be put in an actual pit, an actual prison. Because they use cisterns that didn't have any water in it, they use those as prisons. Right? Now get that one in 38, Jeremiah.
38. Yeah.
Yep. And 1 to like verse 12.
Alright. Jeremiah 38 verse 1.
Yep.
Then Shephatiah, the son of Matan, and Gad.